you are able to move in alignment with who you are, and you're able to connect with all those parts of yourself that allow yourself to be seen in this really beautiful way, I invite you to step into your $1 million era. Let's go. Hi, this is Jessica Diana here. Welcome back to Embodied Frequencies. Today, we're going to talk about embodying the frequency of visibility, of being seen. On our last episode, we talked about the other V, which is our voice. And today, we're talking about the other V, which is visibility. And together forms a W, and the W is for winning. It's also for money. I'm not throwing up gang signs here. Winning, money, and when we're able to combine our voice with the ability to be seen and the visibility of it, is when we get to really unlock our soul gifts and our soul calling. And before I jump into this, I kind of want to preface that anything that I talk to you about here on this podcast is something that I personally have moved through. Either I've moved through it a really long time ago, or I'm currently moving through it. It always comes from a place of experience, of a place of knowing. And I really want us to tap us into this, as this is I'm also in a place of being seen right now, this visibility right here through this channel, right? And what is it unlocking for me? And also like the shadows that come with it, and the alchemy on the other side of that, and like what we can really magnetize and put in fruition when we allow ourselves to be seen, when we allow our gifts to be expressed, when we allow them to be expressed and being seen by others. And when we think about some of maybe our expanders in our life, or the people that we look up to, or celebrities, or whomever are in kind of the visibility of their life, they probably move through these things too, right? We're not just wake up one day and we're like, I want to be seen. Or maybe some of you are just so innately just like expressive in that way. But for the most of us, myself included, it's taken me some time to be seen in this way. Again, when we think about the wholeness work, and when I say wholeness work, I mean shadow work. When we think about the wholeness work that is involved when we want to be seen, we have to go back. Again, go back to the time that we were being told we were being too loud, or we're being too expressive, or we weren't allowed to be that way or be seen that way, or we told the way that we were being seen or being expressed wasn't good for humanity, wasn't good for others, that didn't make others feel comfortable. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be seen that way. And we start to imprint all these pieces of ourselves and make that our truth when it's really not our truth. When you allow yourself to be seen in your most expansive way, because the way I'm being perceived and seen is not the same way that it'll light up for you, right? So being seen doesn't have to mean on this YouTube channel. It could mean in a meeting, using your voice and allowing others to see you in your presence. It could be in a meeting at work, allowing yourself to stand up and talk in a group of people. It could be in so many different facets. It could be seen in your community or within your family or whatever. But I just want to make sure that you know that at the end of this, of being seen, is when you can really own who you are. And being seen doesn't come from a place of ego, right? And we'll get into ego conversations another time, but I mean like your ego, because you need your ego. Your ego is a good thing too. Like it allows you to be seen. I'm talking about your unhealed ego, right? This is not about talking about the unhealed ego. This is talking about the ego, the one that is expressive, the one that wants to come out. And actually, this should be coming out in December. At the end of November, I woke up one morning and told myself, and I dropped this in my Embodied and Magnetic private group. And I will drop that link below. But if you are a soul-led entrepreneur, a creative, a visionary, and you want a place where you can drop it and somebody give you all the energetic transmissions, that is me. But I dropped it into our private community and I was like, today I woke up feeling so audacious. And I was like, I woke up with this excitement in me and like thinking about the little Jessica when she was a little girl, who still does this, by the way, who would like clip stuff from magazines and like put them in my photo albums and like always create these really beautiful vision boards. And I woke up that morning with that little Jessica there that was just like, when are you going to allow yourself to have your billboard era? When are you going to be the one in that billboard, in that magazine of those things that you're cutting? So what did I do that same day? I woke up with this inspiration. This was, I don't know when this is coming out, but at the end of November, and did a whole campaign with some images that I had and did my own billboard era, allowed me to be seen in a different way, allowed my previous gifts that brought me here, right? My business acumen is what I did. So I created this beautiful billboard on social media. And it wasn't just like, not even it wasn't just, it wasn't even about like the likes or the comments or people cheering me on. That was all incredible. It was about me giving myself permission to be seen in that way, to allow me to see myself in that way, especially for a person that as magnetic as I am. I also love, in human design, I'm a generator 2/4. So I live the duality of the two line, which is the cave, which is the coming back to self. So I can re-energize and I can connect with God source energy, the creator goddess, to tune in with my gifts. But then I have my 4 line, which is about community and being in my magnetism with my people and like that sort of thing. So I'm always like in this duality of like being in front of the camera and being behind the camera. And I also think about visibility when it came to my career specifically. So I am whoever, if you're a visionary and you have a vision and you wanted to execute it, people will seek me to execute their visions. I was very in tune with my clairvoyance. And it really did well for me when I was an events director and a program manager, because I was able to see other people's visions so clearly and embodying that future vision now in the present. And the way that I did that was by executing these like high level events all around the world. And I was able to allow others to be seen. And I was a person behind the scenes, helping them being seen. And now, as I kind of am in this new season of my life and in this expansion of my life, I am now in front of the camera. I am the one that's allowing myself to be seen. No one is helping me being seen. Like I am doing this myself. But that's a lie, actually, because I have had mentors and I still have a mentor that I work with every so often that pours into me. But obviously, we are the creators of our own world. So no matter as much as somebody is going to pour into you for you to be seen, you have to do the work. And the work starts with your inner alignment. It starts with who you are. And if you're being met with blocks that are not allowing your visibility to come out for you to create, what did I say earlier? For you to win. And when I'm talking about winning, we're all winners, right? I'm talking specifically about the people who want to be seen. Again, it doesn't have to be in front of a camera, but this could be for you or people that want to be seen in their community or within their home structures, right? And then I talked about money. So that was specifically for my solo entrepreneurs. But the more that we allow ourselves to be seen in this capacity, in this, I want to call in our billboard era, and what my husband and I are calling for next year is our $1 million era. $1 million doesn't, I mean, it would be great to welcome in $1 million. And I'm going to say this now because I spoke about this in the last episode about using our voice as abracadabra and call things in. But $1 million era for me means your highest form of expression, your highest timeline, your soul's calling, living in alignment with who you are. That is your $1 million era. It has nothing to do with finances. It has to do with the abundance that you have inside, and how does that actually project into the world to live in your $1 million era. So I invite you all to take this $1 million era with you, with me, take this journey with me, and allow yourself to be seen. Right. So I'm actually in like a few different groups where we're actually doing visibility challenges right now. And I'm loving it because, again, I recorded my last episodes back in July. These are brand new that will be launching soon in the month of December. But I'm moving through this with you guys. I am moving through being seen, having some visibility triggers come up as I'm allowing others to see me in a different way. And also, I want to speak to visibility around, especially for my creatives, my mystics, my spiritual led women, my witches, all of us who I also identify with those things. And having that cross on ourselves of that fear of being seen because we were actually burned at the cross, or we were burned within our communities, or we were blackmailed or like blackballed from our communities, our families, and stuff like that. So I'm speaking to you if this is you, like, and you feel like your fear of being seen has to do with those markings and those labels and those outcastings and those witch hunts that were done. And I want you to know that this is a safe space, that your temple, your body, your temple, this, I always call it the meat suit that we wear, is safe, and it's safe to be expressed, and it's safe to be seen. And you are able to move in alignment with who you are. And you're able to connect with all those parts of yourself that allow yourself to be seen in this really beautiful way. And I invite you to step into your $1 million era. Let's go. Let's step into that. Like, what does that look like for you? I would love to know in the comments. Let me know, or send me an email what your $1 million era is, and step into it and allow yourself to be seen, and allow yourself to step into this highest timeline of yourself. So I am inviting you all, if you haven't done so already, to connect with me and follow me on all the session networks on Instagram and TikTok. I'm jessicadiana.soul. Also, I invite you to join my community, Embodied and Magnetic. If you are, again, a healer, a practitioner, a visionary, a creative, soul-led entrepreneur, a spiritual woman, join us. I transmit all these energetic offerings on there, or really building a community. So I invite you to join in on that. I also am inviting you to join me in my world. I am launching Embodied Business. If you haven't read the tone, Embodied Magnetic, Embodied Business, I really live through embodiment. So Embodied Business is this beautiful 8-week program that we're guiding you through so you can really understand energetics and understand that your inner world is what's projecting your outer world and your outer world experience. So the more that you can become in alignment with who you are, the more that you can feel grounded in the work that you're doing. So this is for, doesn't have to be someone new in business, but just someone maybe that wants to try something else out, someone who's just starting a business, wants to start it off in the right way. I'm inviting all of you to come in and start to reflect on your inner truth, on your inner magnetism, and how it reflects your business. And we go through 8 weeks. We follow the chakra system, and we also build in strategy. But the whole point of this is for you to be so tuned into your energy as a business owner that you would never falter. Even when things get tough, you're always going to come back to your energy. Also, for my women out there that are buying all the 5,000 strategies that are out there and none of them are in alignment with who you are, this is always going to allow you to come back and be in truth of who you are and move in alignment. So I invite you to explore Embodied Business if you haven't done so already, and come into my world and allow yourself to be witnessed by myself and the community and others. And I'm going to leave it there. Have a beautiful day. Bye.